Hi girls, it's Cicada. I'm out on a walk today, somewhere a little bit different to where I would usually go. This is a coastal walk out in the Royal National Park. So this walk is going to be about 13 kilometres and we're going to go through some pretty interesting areas. I haven't been here before, so this is new to me as well, and that's why I'm not barefoot today, because I don't know what I'm going to come across. But I've got my sunscreen on and I'm ready to go. You can see the city in the distance over there. Centre Point Tower in the middle. So I found the map that tells us where we're going to go. Like I said in the last video, it's always good to look at the map so you know what you're going to come across, how far you have to go, and what you can expect. So we're here on this little point, Port Hacking Point, and we're going to go along this track to here. So it's a bit of a walk, but it should be fun. On the coast near the ocean, the trees and plants are a lot different to what they are in the mountains because they grow in a different environment to the mountains. So here, because they grow in sand and they're exposed to so much salt water and wind that comes in off the sea, the plants are a lot smaller. They don't grow big. They don't have big leafy leaves like the ones in the mountains do. And you don't really get big trees, just sort of shrubs. I'll show you. That's about as tall as they get. You might recognize this tree here. This is a banksia. We get these in the mountains and near our house, but they're a lot bigger where we live. But here they're only little. This is the hardest part so far. It's really flat, but I'm walking in sand. And sand, like soft sand, is so hard to walk in. reached a part of the walk that has this big long fence that's protecting us from the edge of the cliff. And this is because there's a section of this cliff that could fall at any time. So we don't really want to be near that edge if that rock might fall. But we'll see if we can get a photo of it. So this is the part of the rock that they're worried about. That it could fall, like this would have been a rock up here too. So this rock is called Wedding Cake Rock, probably because it looks like a piece of wedding cake. This little beach behind me, where is it? Over there. That's called Little Marley Beach, and that's where we're gonna stop for lunch. It looks pretty far, but I don't think it's as far as it looks. I hope it's not as far as it looks. And then after that, I think the track goes up over here and then around that next headland. So much different to walking in the Blue Mountains, because here the trees are so small, so there's no shade. It's really sunny, that's why I'm wearing a hat. And you can see really far away, like there's just such massive views. So you can see how far we've come. We started here, we went around here. This is where Wedding Cake Rock was. Now we're here, and then we're going to stop for lunch just here. And then after that, it's this little track to the car park. Finally made it to the other side of the beach in the shade where we can have some lunch. We just came from over here and then did a really long walk through the sand, which I didn't really want to show you because I struggled so much, but we made it. Now I can eat. So yeah. So I've finished lunch. I've got a couple of k's back to the car. I think most of the way is on this boardwalk You think it would be easy to walk on a boardwalk, but the amount of times, and I've almost fallen off this, I don't know why. We'll see how we go. Yeah. Here's a grass tree spire that's still growing. This is the grass tree. This is the spire. And these little things will become seeds. They'll fall back into the ground so more can grow. And you can also eat those. Delicious. It looks like they've burnt here in the past maybe 2 years. Sometimes they do that to allow smaller plants a chance to grow. So all these grass trees that are now coming through, and the grasses and the ferns, they have a better chance of growing and surviving when all the bigger trees give them sunlight. So they burn the bush sometimes to allow new growth. Compared to this side, which they haven't burnt, and you can see how much denser and how much more plants there are, and how much the littler plants might struggle to grow because they're fighting for nutrients and water and sunlight against all the bigger plants. This pretty little tree is called a Christmas bush, and they start flowering around Christmas time. I did not know this waterfall was here, and it's so lovely. After a hot day in the sun on the coast, it's absolutely beautiful. We're down to our last kilometre. We've just left Wadamolla Creek Dam, and our next stop is Wadamolla, where the ocean meets the creek, and there's a lagoon and a waterfall. Maybe you've been there before, maybe not, you tell me. But it's pretty beautiful, and we'll be there soon. This is Wadamolla, we made it! That's the end of our trek. How many kilometres was it? 13? 17? I don't know. I've just made it back to the car. Thank you for joining me on this walk. I hope to see you on the next one.